Welcome aboard to the Stangum Podcast. I got John here with Stangum
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How's it
on
going?
Thursday, March 9th, 2023. What can you say? I don't know what to say. Did the market do what we thought?
Yeah.
Mm,
Setting
mm,
up,
mm.
setting up for it, and some news came out, and so news will move the market. Do we care about the news? Not really.
Nah, I don't. The only time I really need to know is so I'm not in it. That's the
Yeah.
only time I need to know.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in it unless I'm in at Asia low.
Yeah, that's true. That would have been a good play.
I'm in at Asia low. Whew, man.
You made a killing.
We made a killing all the way to Area 51 and then
Yeah, the
back
market.
it up, Terry, all the way back to the other side.
Yeah, I mean the banking sector came out with some news about a default on SV SVB Group, and they were down 60% on the day, $159 down, and
Whoa.
it wasn't
Whoa.
stopping. It got halted like 3 times.
Whoa. Is this the start of something? Maybe?
I don't know. That's a small bank.
Squeeze the small ones out?
Well, it's a small lending bank, so it's not a small bank, but it's a lending bank that lends to.
Don't sound like they're going to be lending anything anytime soon.
They're the ones that took the massive hit at 59% of their stock, so they're down a lot right now.
Wow. I got a feeling. I got a feeling this is going to be a ripple effect.
It could, but I think they'll play it off. As long as the banks come out and say this is just an isolated incident, because it happened with the Swiss bank already, Credit Suisse. So it's play the news, and then then it already fell, so the play is done. But there was chances to take advantage of it today. Let's go straight to the charts, where we need to be.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's go. Let's start with our daily chart and see what happened here, because it did. So first, let's start off where we're at. The whole concept of it, we were holding this, we were above it. With this bank news, it came down here and swept these lows. It also came back and picked up Asia now. So depending if this continues right now, we could sweep right here, and this is where they flip the market to the upside. So if we go below here, yeah, we're possibly gonna continue all the way down. The probability of it is there, but like I said, we set up. We don't really care about this overall picture. We do want to see it just in case it got accelerated like it did today, but it wasn't because of the market what it did today. It was because of other news that was related in the market. So you got to be careful with that, because when the news for the war in Ukraine came out, we had a huge drop. I think that was our first drop, like a big news that we dropped really to the first lows right here. This is Ukraine, I think, that we did a huge drop in one day and then we recovered. That war day, like we literally tanked down and we recovered from there. We went for a big ride up. So, the possibility of this being just a red big day, it's not even a huge day in the market. Actually, we're almost 2% down today. So, it all varies what it does tomorrow.
I still think the chart was going to do what it was going to do, regardless.
Yeah, I mean, it got accelerated to what it was doing, and
it just sped it up.
When it gets accelerated like this, there is no longs. You're just looking for sells, because even though the market is still down, we're not looking. There was no indication to go long after London's closed. So let's go. Let's break it down. The yearly still kind of intact. We still got to see, because we're sweeping. We swept this low. So maybe tomorrow we're above it. So we never know. We don't know if we continue down, but we have targets regardless. We had targets here and we hit. We have targets to the downside. So if it wants to go down more, we'll go with it. We have targets to hit. We had targets to the downside. We had targets to the upside. Let's take a look at them. Let's go into a 15-minute and we'll discuss this. All right, so here goes London's close range, right? We had the high, we had the low, we were holding around the 83. This could be off by a little bit, but we were holding 52, 56 for 2 days intact. We kept dipping down, we swang the low side, and then we swang back up. Um, we were sweeping the low and trying to sweep the high. So the fact that we swept down here, we anticipated a move to sweep the highs. Where were we going to head back to? London's close. It's always where London's open wants to head to, and for 2 days it was trying to get there. Now we had these meetings going on, so anticipating this move to go up there, and not necessarily saying that it was going to continue because the chart at the time didn't say it. We could have held up here, but that news was something that was in the background. And after it kind of implemented itself, we knew as soon as we went underneath 04, London's close told us to sell. And
Yes,
then 1300 just said continue the play down. Now we did hit the 200 and we went under it. That's another thing to be mindful of. The 200 is down here at 39.50. We bounced a little bit and we tanked. That is not a play to go long because nothing on this chart told you to go long. So after London's close is up here, we got to where London wanted, and you could literally say it just became a sell. And right here you can see sell. You could have had this as your stop. Right here, it bounced at this is an indication. We fell this halfback. That's a sell. Halfback failed, sell. Right here, you're just going with momentum. And we hit every target. We hit the 71, which we bounced off yesterday. Let's look at that real quick. 71, which we bounced off, and this was the high. So that was the high, and this was the low. Look how we hit the low. We were right through it. So we're below the low, and we're trying to bounce off the 50. Why aren't we not above the high? And then we came right back down, and we swept all the lows. We literally took care of business on the way down.
Took a lot more business than I thought. I thought
Yeah.
43 was my last target. 43.
Yeah.
We had a 4-hour halfback down there. I was talking about.
But nowhere on this chart did it say go long. And if you go on the smaller time frame, there was entries everywhere. There was literally entries everywhere. Let's go on. Let's put a moving average on it and take a look at it.
Oh man, the live stream alert.
It was just sell.
Oh my goodness, that 3-minute chart was beautiful.
It had to say sell all the way down.
Beautiful. I know they had the bank in the room today. I know they had to.
I mean, these are the days that you're just going to continue to move your play because once it gets out of those ranges, it's going to continue to sell. See right here, sell, and then right here, if you just rolled the 9 moving average or whatever this is, and that's why I keep it on here.
Look at that Stangam line.
Yeah, it was red hot.
Man,
but you had it. So say that you were gonna get into this play. You had here, you had here, you had here, you had a ton of places. So the reason that our strategy works so good is the fact that if something like this is occurring and we're going past these targets and it's moving in that direction, you go with the direction. You're not gonna make up a play saying that, oh, it's a long now. No. Something's going. It's literally telling you that something's going on in the market. And the fact that we went under 151 so easily and we continue to go down, it was breaking down to the downside. Something was going on in the market. I didn't know the news until I think 2:30 or something where I looked it up.
I don't care. I don't care what the news is.
No, but I wanted to see why we continue to move down because it got accelerated real fast. And when we broke the 200, I was like, oh, there's something else up. So I looked it up and it was that we really don't care about the news, but we want to be mindful of it.
Yeah, because, clock.
Yeah, but because of the fact that if it's selling off like this, it could be a possibility that it could return back to these prices where it sold off at. Remember, the market will get scared really easy off of news, but then once somebody comes back and reassures them or something, the market will literally go back to where it's at. It's sell the rumor, buy the news, whatever they call it. But regardless, it was a lot of plays on the way down. You could have took this down. Once it broke the ranges at 45, I think 45 was the last one. 45 was the last one right here. Once it broke 45 and we started breaking down, you got to think in your head, London's close range we broke out of, and we broke out of 1300's close bottom range. So there was something going on. So from 45, you got a nice ride down. Right here when it hit
Man,
40, when it hit
sweet.
45, right here, when it
Look,
started dumping
look at
underneath
all them high low halfback
yeah.
sweeps.
And the
High
200 was here. So
low
once
halfback
once we
sweep.
filled the 200 and we went through it like this, and we came back to retest it from above, I mean from below, and we retested and it failed, there's something going on. Like I said, the 200 is not something that you want to buy or sell, but at the time that this was going on, you got to remember that we had bounced off of it twice. So now we're going through it. There's something else up in the market. And it was consistent. On the day was perfect. The play, this play before this play, some news came out at 8:30. And as you see, I said, you go with the trend, right? We had a target. We hit all the targets up here. We had 4-hour halfback. The only thing we didn't do is sweep the high of the daily. We did go to London's close. And then I said, hey, this matched up with our range. We said, wait for London's close. London's close was right here. Let's go on a 15 minutes so we can see it. So here goes London's close right here, right? And then if you see it, what did we do? London's close, failed halfback.
Yep.
Failed halfback. We went right to target, right? But at the same time, when we came down here, this wasn't that big of a target to hit down here, 151. And we bounced. And I think at the same time, that's when that news really started hitting and the bank started getting very aggressive right here. When you see something like this and we're going straight through and we're not going to the top side, yeah, there's something going on. And look at the times, 12:30. We're breaking this lows before, after. Look at the time when we were down here at the lows, 1300. We were breaking out as if we were up here. We were broke out. So if this wasn't worth and we always talk about this, if London's close was a buy, we would have been up here, right?
Yep.
And if you were above, and I said in the chat, I said we got to stay above 96, and let's look to see if we get above the halfback of London's close range. So if 1300 was up there, say that. Let's put the. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's put the London close range. Look, London's close range. So if we would have gone up here, right? If price would have gone up right here, right?
Yep, this is your breakout line.
And then 1300 came and we did this. That was going to be the breakout. But look at the opposite of what it did. It sold off all the way down here, right?
And no bounce. No bounce.
No bounce, no nothing. It just kept going down. Look, straight down. And then look at the 1300 candle. What are we at? We pulled back up into it and we
breakout
sold
line.
Because this wick went up and then it literally sold from there. So if you're looking at this and you're like, wait a minute, we should be on the other side of this, there's something going on in the market. Because last time we were under there, look what happened. So we should have closed up here. And once you saw this close below here, doesn't take any news to know that, hey, we should be on the top side of Asia's range. We weren't on the top side. So at 1300, we were below London's close range. And then we started getting out of range down here completely. Like this became like a big sell-off. And like I said, we hit all the targets on the way down and we just kept going. So even here, they try to recover it and then it's sold. So all these there's no buying candles here. There's absolutely no buy here. So it was one of those days that is sold completely off. And this is not one of those days that said, oh, the market is really down. I'm just going to place an order and buy it. Because that would not make any sense. Because this whole thing was just, if you'd replace the order anywhere here, and gone on a smaller time frame, this is the time that you got to go on a smaller time frame. Once you break out of the ranges, you have to go on a smaller time frame and find your entries because there's something up. And I mean, right here.
2 minute work.
Huh?
It's like 2 minute work.
Because if you went on a smaller time frame, you literally killed it from there. Look at that. And take it as like what we say, place an order. Right here, boom, there's your stop. Did you get out? No, but you got all this move down. There was indications of something was going on in the market, and you got to be kind of mindful of that because we got out of range really, really fast, and the prices were moving down really fast. There was no real green candles on a bigger time frame, and it was key. That's about it, Dobbs. I mean, tomorrow we anticipate is a pullback on this. I don't know how far it's going to pull back to. I could see it pulling back. As of now, I could see it pulling back to tomorrow or tonight or to tomorrow to 39.50, 52. And the reason I say that's because the 200 moving average is there. And then that's decision time. So once we pull back to that 200 moving average from the downside, then they'll make a decision what they want to do. We go above it, we're going to continue upward. We reject it, we're going down.
I would pick that area right there, probably somewhere right in here.
Yeah, that's it right there.
Maybe.
I mean, it's right here. Watch. I'll put it on the. It is right there, Dobbs, right here. This area right here. It's going to be very important.
Yeah.
Right here. This.
That line right there.
Yeah. That line right here.
Yep.
That's going to be the area of that we're going to go to. Now in Asia,
or you could do a halfback with these two lines.
And the only reason I say that is because the halfback didn't get tested here. No halfback tested here. No halfback tested here. No halfback tested here.
Right.
Oh, if they come back and say, "Oh, the banks are okay," you better believe the market is gonna.
So it should at least come back to the first one. Don't have to though.
It doesn't. Asia can continue to play because we're too far away from London's close too.
We are out of bounds.
But that area right there represents not only that 200, but it's also a London close at that time. If you go back on the chart, there's a London close at 45.
I mean, so it's Friday tomorrow.
London opens and it goes up there, but Asia could still sell it off.
It could go sideways. Yeah. With it being a Friday, with that big drop off like that, it could just go sideways and maybe range, 10, 15 points up and down.
They also have non-farm payroll tomorrow at 8:30. So Dobbs is right. It could go sideways and they could shoot it up to fix themselves because of the news. Any type of news, they could go back and fix price. Just because it dropped does not mean it has to continue. Remember, when price drops like that, it's too fast. It leaves orders behind. People want to get in it to resell it. And if there's no news that's really affecting it like that, it will go above that. So don't be completely bearish or biased. We set up and then we play the chart for what it's doing, not what we think it's going to do. The big picture that we had on the yearly could still be intact tomorrow or Monday. So we don't know what's going on, but do we care about that? No. We set up for the play that we're taking at the time that we're trading. All right, Dobbs, that's all I got.
That's all you got. All right. I don't think I've got anything else.
All right, we'll rock out. I mean, it was a good day.
Yeah, it was a good day.
It finally moved from 2 days. That wasn't really doing much.
Very good day.
Catch everyone on the AM.
Let's see. Make sure I'm showing the right one.
Yeah, I got you.
All right. Knowing where price is headed is our edge. We know how the market moves over at Stangam Trading. Y'all know the risk disclosures. Trading is risky. You will lose your money. Period. It's just what it is.
Cause so many time passed by. Don't know why I'm losing my mind. Ego wasn't strong inside. At this point I just lived a lie. I just lived a lie. I wish I could tell you why. I wish I could feel you again, but I know it's too late and I know you're away. There's a chance to apologize. Nah, nah, nah. It's a goodbye, just a goodbye. Forever and ever, you'll never come back. Just a goodbye, forever goodbye. I sit in my ride, think about you. Drive through the night, I got nothing to lose. Strobe city lights, they can tell me the truth. Tell me what I should do, I got nothing to lose. I got nothing to lose, thinking about you. Drive through the night, I got nothing to lose. Strobe city lights, they can tell me the truth. Tell me what I should do, I got nothing to lose. I sit in my many time passed by. I saw you last time. This is my last ride. I wish we're gonna see us on the other side.